We continue our series of conversations with WKU volleyball alumni to reflect on their careers on the court and catch up with their careers off of it. It's time once again for our Alumni Spotlight presented by Alumni Hall, the official online store of WKU Athletics. And for our third installment of the Alumni Spotlight, we turn the clock back a few more years in WKU volleyball history to the class of 2010 and Aquila Mendez-Valdez. So glad to have you along today, Aquila.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Love these conversations, love tapping into the rich history of this program and so many amazing team accomplishments and individual accomplishments. You've got a few of your own. All-tournament selection in the Sun Belt Conference in 2007, your sophomore year. You also led the team in hitting percentage that year, went to 2 NCAA tournaments, won 2 Sun Belt titles. As you sit back now and think back to your career, what were some of your favorite memories being a Hilltopper?
Oh my gosh. I feel like all of my years were amazing at WKU. I think particularly my sophomore year was a lot of fun, but even my junior and senior year, there were a lot of life lessons for me in those years and things that I still, tap into, challenges that we overcame as a team and championships that we worked really, really hard to kind of overcome a lot of different obstacles to win. And so I think I look back on all of those years as really, really fond memories.
There's one match in particular I want to talk about because it was almost 14 years ago to the day. It was September 15th of 2007, your career-high 22-kill outing against the UMBC Retrievers up in Towson, Maryland. What do you remember about that match?
Oh, my gosh. 14 years ago. I've had 2 kids since then. I do not remember much. I have slept and, been very tired for, those past 14 years. So, yeah, I would have a hard time remembering exactly. But I remember for sure that trip, that tournament. And, some games you just kind of get on a roll and get in a flow, as they say nowadays. I must have had a good night that night.
Yeah, the good news is you're going to be remembered in the media guide because you're in the 20-kill club, so that match is listed there. So even if you don't remember the details of the match, it is immortalized there. So that's always something to look back on. Fans certainly remember you as Aquila Orr back in the day, but I mentioned now your married name, Aquila Mendez-Valdez, and that name certainly puts a lot of smiles on the faces of Hilltopper Nation as you're part of one of the great power couples in WKU athletics history with your husband, Orlando Mendez-Valdez, an all Sun Belt Player of the Year in men's basketball, All-American back in 2009. Got to imagine it's fun to be a part of the Hilltopper family and the alumni network like that when you've got 2 different teams, 2 different programs, and so much history between the 2 of you.
Yeah, absolutely. His title list is a little longer than mine, but we'll share. We're married, right? We can do that.
Exactly.
So, but yeah, no, absolutely. I think WKU holds a really special place in our hearts to this day, and even raising our girls now and kind of being able to talk to them about WKU and all of that time of our lives is definitely very special.
So take me through what the last 10 years have been like for the 2 of you. I know you're coming in from Texas. He's been playing some pro ball. What has it all been like together?
Yeah, so, Orlando is still playing basketball, still playing professionally. And so we, for the first probably 5 or 6 years of his career, we traveled with him. So we were all over the place, living in Mexico. We lived in Israel one year when he was playing there. Took our girls with us a lot. And then when our oldest, Cora, started kindergarten, the girls and I started staying back here in San Antonio full time. But basketball has taken us a lot of places. Volleyball took me a lot of places back in the day. So we're just really, really grateful for all the opportunities.
That's very cool. And you personally, you run a public relations company. Is that right?
Yeah, so when I started at WKU, I was actually a journalism major, and then I switched to the public relations degree pretty early on. And I'm very lucky to be, one of those people who actually uses their degree, and very thankful for my education at WKU. I've been running a PR and marketing agency for about 7 years now, but started a blog a few years before that, and it's all just kind of evolved from there.
Very cool. Can't wait to continue to follow how your life unfolds, how Orlando's involved. Certainly, we all send our love to both of you, and that I echo from all of Hilltopper Nation. I know one of my favorite questions I love to ask in these segments is the impact of Travis Hudson, because it is so palpable on all of the alumni, all the players that have ever come through that program. In what ways has Travis influenced your life?
Yeah. I always tell people I come from a pretty athletic family. 5 out of my 6 siblings all played sports in college. And I, by far, had the best experience with my coach in Travis Hudson. And so I think that speaks to, the kind of person that he is, that I think myself and a lot of players consider him almost like a second dad to us. I unfortunately blew out my ACL in my senior year, and there would have been a lot of coaches that would have written me off and just decided, oh, she's a senior, she's not coming back, she's blown her ACL, she's kind of off my list of priorities. But Travis never in a million years would make me feel like that, and always could tell that he cared about me more as a person than he ever did as a player, and he cared about us as players a lot. So that says even more beyond that.
Yeah, that's a special type of person running this program, no doubt about that. Well, Aquila, it's been a lot of fun catching up with you. Like I said, we all send our best to you and to your family. Thanks, as always, for being a part of the WKU volleyball family here all these years later, and looking forward to catching up with you again before long.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.